First time we are hearing from Sacramento County, the Sheriff's Department, and former Sheriff Scott Jones after they were named in a lawsuit saying that they violated a man's civil rights. We're talking about Sherrano Stingley. He died in the hospital after Sacramento County Sheriff's deputies arrested him and left him unconscious in December. The Sheriff's Office says that they were responding to a report of a man under someone's truck in Sacramento County. Stingley's family says that he was in the middle of a mental health crisis and was searching for his daughter's home, who lives in that same neighborhood. In this video, it shows Stingley initially complying with deputies, but then a struggle ensued. By the fourth minute, Stingley appears unconscious. And we really have been following this story from the very beginning. 4 months later, there still is an official cause of death, and we've only seen the angle of one body camera. So I want to go ahead and bring in Devin Truby here, who's also been following the latest on this case.
Well, Alex, the family filed this lawsuit all the way back in February. We are just now hearing about these violations. They filed for civil rights violations, federal violations. And what we found out today when we looked over all those documents is that the county, Sheriff's Department, and former Sheriff Jones, they want all of that dismissed.
I want all of the body camera footage to be released. I want the 911 call to be released. I want the officers to be held accountable.
On the day the county responded to the Sherrano Stingley lawsuit, his daughter Diamond addressed the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, who did not respond to her request to talk about the case.
Is that an agenda? Talk about it.
Okay, I'm going to recess the meeting right now. We will stand in recess.
The meeting being called into recess. We met with Mark Marin, the attorney representing the Stingley family, for his thoughts on the county calling to dismiss. He said this is the typical response of the sheriff's office under Scott Jones.
They were acting pursuant to the policy, practice, and custom that Sheriff Jones had perpetuated.
In the county's response to the lawsuit, they want to dismiss the violations of civil and constitutional rights against former Sheriff Jones. They say it's redundant because the county and Sheriff's Department are named. The documents also state that the lawsuit fails to identify a specific training practice by the Sheriff's Department.
They permit, in confined spaces, they permit control holds, they permit having a knee on the back, the neck, and the head, which should have been reversed and revised years ago.
The response also says they failed to show intentional discrimination to the family's claim of Stingley's mental health disability.
They observed somebody who was clearly mentally ill. Recognizing that someone's mentally ill means you should have to accommodate that condition, which means you back off, you act more slowly.
The county's points conclude on any reference to George Floyd for this case is irrelevant.
The awareness of the need to respect people's bodily integrity and to stop putting pressure on their airways should have been clear to the sheriff long before. That's why we compare it to George Floyd.
So, Alex, the Stingley family has 30 days to respond to this, and they plan to. Then it'll all go to court, and a judge will decide if this whole lawsuit gets dismissed or not. That court appearance already set and scheduled for May 4th. And then the law firm representing the county, we did reach out to them to hear their side as well, but we did not hear back.
And this all happened back in December, but we still don't have a cause of death. We only have that one body camera angle as well. Can you give some clarity or insight as to why this is taking so long? Yeah,
I spoke with the county coroner today, and they said this remains an open case. So they are waiting on a toxicology report before they decide to determine that cause of death. And they said, quote, cases with toxicology and or ancillary tests ordered by the forensic pathologist usually take 6 to 9 months to close. So the decedent died 3 months ago. There was no unusual delay. But we checked in with the crime lab for Sacramento County, and they quoted us that a toxicology test on average takes about 41 days. So a little discrepancy there.
Yeah, and I do want to talk about the deputies for a second, because are they still working? Do we have an update on them while this whole investigation is going on?
I spoke to the Sacramento County Sheriff today, and while we still do not know who these deputies are that were involved, we do know that all of them are working actively within their assignments and that there was never a period of leave for any of them.
All right, thank you so much, Devin. We appreciate it.